Well, Minnesota's Senate Majority Leader Erin Murphy is expressing concerns with President Trump's Big Beautiful Bill and its impact on Minnesotans. The White House touts the law as, quote, the largest tax cut in history for middle and working class Americans. The bill also has mentions of the U.S.-Mexico border and no taxes on tips, overtime wages, and Social Security. Well, Senator Murphy says there is not enough federal explanation of those claims, and as a former nurse, she says she's worried about Minnesotans on Medicare and Medicaid who could see their services cut.
It serves people who are disabled, people who are our seniors, our elders in nursing homes, children and families across the state of Minnesota. And one of the things that we did in Minnesota was enroll a population of very sick Minnesotans in medical assistance after the passage of the Affordable Care Act. That's the population that's most at risk.
The administration argues that the bill merely eliminates waste and fraud in Medicaid funding. Senator Murphy says that she's concerned Minnesota will see increased energy rates and negative effects to the energy assistance program as well.